Hello, engineers. Forever here, and I am going to try to do a series, a Let's Play, on Bob and Angel's mods in Factorio. It's brings a whole nother level of difficulty to the game, and it's just right up my alley. This is a game that I just find myself coming back to play. I'm sure it takes a certain personality to really enjoy it, but I'm sure it could be fun for a lot of people. I wanted to show something I learned because I've been playing on a map that I like, and I want to kind of restart the map and with a few other ideas I've had and show you guys what I did. But one of the things, like how do you go get a map that you've already been playing, but you didn't save it when you first started. So if you come here and click play and then load, you can come to this map exchange string. So come there and hit copy, right? And then we'll go click OK. And then I'll hit back. And then I'll say, okay, I want to start a new game. And then, where the heck was it? Oh, right down here. If you click on this and I hit Control V, I'm not sure how else you get it in there because right click didn't seem to do it. And you can see it. This is the string. So maybe if you guys don't want the same exact settings I have, well, if you whether you do or not, there's the map seed. I have the enemies never attack first. I just basically turned off the enemy, so I don't think there's going to be any, but I clicked that anyway. Just the default setting there. I changed the size of all of the stuff to very big, and the richness to very good. Call me lazy, but it's chasing things around. We can always, go get more resources, but a lot of times, to be honest, I don't even get that far that I end up, if I want to do trains, I just do trains kind of thing. But I'm not really trying to make this a challenge and building a widespread, like train network or conveyor network. As far as the train settings go, I think, yeah, everything's pretty much default. I turn the cliffs down to low because they just, I don't know, they annoy me. There's still some, and then left them on medium. But then the other big thing, if you want to turn the enemies off, is put no bases. You can leave that wherever. That doesn't matter either. I leave the pollution on just because, I don't know, I'd like to see it. If I ever do, go and play a map where I have enemies, it's kind of interesting to see how far your pollution spreads if you pay no attention to it. As far as what I'll do during the game, I mean, I don't worry about the pollution too much, but, it's sort of maybe part of the challenge to try to keep it low anyway, just for the Earth's sake, maybe. But in any event, the evolution I disabled, and I'm not sure if you have to do that if you have no bases. I don't know if they expand and start popping up, but I just turn those off, and then that way we don't have to worry about it. So in any event, we'll hit generate here. And there we are. So our first task is, this is the free play. Okay, yeah, we're going to launch, we're going to launch a rocket. Let's hit that. So here is our map. And again, there's no real urgency because we don't have any enemies to deal with, and we can kind of be, free about it. Bob and Angel's mods change things greatly, so if you haven't ever played it, you'll see you got some very different things. But one of the reasons I like this map is I sat there hitting generate preview many times, and I try to look for a map that these aren't overlapping too much, or at all in this case. Sometimes it appears that the game will put this one down second, and if they plop it right on top of this one, then you don't get too much Bobmonium, or you don't get, so forth and so on. So this one has the main starting, big fields of the main starting stuff. It has decent number of trees over to this side. Up north of us there, let's see, zoom out a tiny bit. This is kind of desert, very open, so probably what we'll do is we'll expand out this way once we get started, we got our coal down here. It's a little bit hard to get started on, a little bit harder to get started on Bob and Angel's mods. Let me get this out of my way here. My controller out for some reason. So there we go. So the first thing you know, we really want to do is get some iron going. Oops. Let's, you know, is that sound too loud? It's pretty loud in my ears. I hope it's okay. Let's go ahead and get a pickaxe. Yeah, I'm going to turn that down on the chance that it's awful. Might not be that loud in the recording. I should have probably checked that, how that would have been game effects. Let's just drop that down. Well, matter of fact, we'll take the volume down a bit. All right, there we go. Oh, no. Where's it? There we go. All right, so we got one coal. Let's get about 10 coal going here. That should be enough to get these things fired up for a minute or two. And once we get them fired up, we'll go grab some wood. There we go. That's likely enough to get us started. So I think, yeah, this Sepharite is, you know, what we need for iron. So I will plop down the burner miner drill, and it's facing up, and we want it to go right into this coal crusher. Now what you want to do, if you're going to put a second one of these, this pumps out on the left-hand side of this thing. So if we put it right there, then when we put another one down, you know, it'll pump out on the left. So you have two of these, and that's, you know, this thing can handle a lot more than just two of them. I don't know. In any event. So now we need to get this thing fired up. Let's just put half in there. And turn this to crushing sapphirite. We can also do the stirrite, whatever. And so let's just put some coal in there. And there we go. So now we're making that. Now what I like to do then is, you know, just put this guy right here, because if we do get a inserter, we can just start a little line. And if nothing else, it's close. So now that we have that, let's go over and get a couple trees just so we can... The next thing we're going to do is get another burner going to get us some coal going, so that we don't have to sit there doing the coal the whole time. All right, you know what? We'll get a little more coal too. Just why not? Because we'll put it in the furnace so we can actually get that going. All right, so there's that. Let's come here. Now we get this crushed stone, which is actually fairly useful. You can go get stone while you're at it, but we just dump this stuff right in here. Now I'm not sure which is Angels and which is Bob's as far as whose does what. I know, you know, I think the ores are mostly Bob's, and then a lot of machinery's Angels, something along those lines. Now I do want to show you, if we come over to E and we look at this, see this stone here? So I'm just going to hit Shift and click on that, and that'll turn all those to stone. So fortunately that gives us 5 of them, which is kind of wonderful, I think, because over here, what we're looking for is this. So we need a little bit more iron, but we have enough to make a stone furnace. We just need a couple more of those iron plates, which we have. And there we go. So now we got another burner drill, and we can come up here and plop that guy. I don't know, I guess that's good enough. You know, well, yeah, that's good enough. It's only 800 there. Now let's come back to E. Get ourselves one wooden chest. Plop that guy there. Let's go grab one more coal. Plop that coal in here. All right, so now we're making some coal. And which will... Let's keep this guy running as best we can. In a second here, we're going to take half of that out of there, so this guy keeps running. And we'll take one of those out of there. Meanwhile, our coal up there is up there producing, so let's plop that guy in there before he runs out. And let's come back over to here and get what iron we do have and get it back into here. And then we'll come back to here and Get some more of these stones so we can make a few more mining drills. And I know some people like to do a feedback thing with their mining drills, but I have found that I like to... Now this I don't know if you guys have played this much, but I like to just sit there and... I'll show you in a second here. All right, that guy's still got it. All right, let's take this coal out of here. For now, we'll just put it in there. Do we have enough for another miner? Yes. So I find that if we come here, there's our miner, and put this guy here, probably should, and then we do this, what happens is as long as this guy has fuel, which he'll pump it into this guy, so we can always take the fuel out of here anyway, and then if you kind of forget, this runs a lot longer. You know, where if you just have them feeding back and forth to each other, I'm not sure it makes much of a difference, but, you know, this guy will keep producing longer. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. All right, so this guy's producing away. Let's grab what we can because these guys are running out down here. Let's take fully half of it, put it in here, and half of that in there, and half of that in there. While we were here, we should have grabbed more of this. There we go. And we'll come here and convert the rest of that. So we should be able to get another mining drill, which for now we'll put down here. We need a few more iron. Good amount. See, you'd say it's not too bad, not too different than, you know, especially if you consider, you know, right now when we're talking about the start, all right, you got to, you know, get iron from here, and the only real difference between a regular start is this crusher. So, you know what, we're gonna make two of these guys as we can, and once one of them's ready, we'll plop it here. Like I said, we put this one, you know, to the left or to the right of this miner, so we can do that. Oh, I have the far reach mod, and we'll take this and plop all that in there. Why not, right? So I mean, we could still grab everything out of here, and we do want to make sure this guy doesn't run out, so we'll put that in there. And so this guy has quite a bit to keep this guy very full, and it's just a matter of trying to keep everything running, which gets a little easier as you get more and more coal. So back here, do some more stone, and we need to make one of these crusher things, because the other thing you need early game, same as non-Bob and Angels, is we're going to need to get some copper, which is this lighter blue, and in order to do that we need the crusher, which is here, burner crusher. Eventually we'll be able to get the non-burner crusher. So let's see here. We need 5 stone. So we can make one of those. And if we pick up more of this, nope, we need a little more stone. Let's dump this off while we're here. And we'll go back to, yep, we can make another one of these. And we should make one of these. Alright, so now, where is that blue stuff? Up here to the right. Just try to put it close. I see a little blop of it. There we go. We'll go to this little patch here. Start using that up first if it makes any difference. That's a little bit closer, but stay away from the water. We'll put our power. Oop, let's put this down first. Right, we want a good place to put 2 of these, so there's not too much there, but there we go. And we'll plop this guy right there. And just for the sake of it, because it's as good a place as any other, do that. Probably should have brought some coal with us. Now in the beginning, well, really through the first stage, iron is still king in the sense of, you know, you want a little bit of copper, but really it's the iron that we want. And we'll do the same thing. These burners are going to use up the most. So you definitely want to put a little bit extra in them. So let's see. If we divide that by 4, it's about what? 16. So let's go with like 20 in here. You can always run back up. It's you know, doesn't make that much difference, but all right. So this time we're going to do steratite. There we go. So now we're ready for that. Once that gets going, we'll just... So real quickly, you know, what I've found is with this stone, we can convert it into bricks, which will be useful because some of the next level stuff needs bricks, and to some degree we'll get a bit of an overflow. It's not like you can't make a chest and dump it in a, chest. You don't get that much in the beginning. So what do we want to do? Well, we're going to want to get a lab, and really in some ways I think we want to, just like in the regular game, get our electricity going. So, we can do the electricity without any research. Once we get some copper, we can make some electrical poles, which we should, get it pretty quickly here. Plop that in there. Yep, we only have 2. So let's come there and make our 2 electric poles that we can. And we're going to want to try to get that lab going just so we can get the first levels of whatever. Now, in the version I have, and I've noticed this must have been changed because when I first started, I started trying to make these, and they're just, you need to get tin, which we will have to get probably in the next episode going. But, you really have, these are just a lot cheaper, and then they really do a pretty good job. They're not as fast as the regular ones, the yellow ones, but they're fine for us. All right, let's keep this copper. We'll have to head down there and see how we're making out with. All right, so we got a little copper. Oh, by the way, I did cheat. There's a mod out there that was like give you 4 tin plates. With whatever setup I have, whatever combination, you need 8 tin plates in order to build a lab. So I went and edited the mod, like was just a matter of going into the mod and decompressing it and then changing it from saying 16 or 4 to 16. And then also it has like version 0.15 and we're on version 0.16. I had to change the game version to say 0.16 or greater at that point. So yeah, if you guys want, I can make a video on exactly how I did that if what I just said doesn't make a lot of sense to you. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. That sort of does make it a little bit harder, doesn't it? But maybe the mods and the version that you have, but it's really, I don't know of any way to get tin at that point. So, I don't know what to say. All right, so we're starting to, be patient here, and we'll get a bunch of coal in there. See, we don't even need coal in here yet. This goes a little bit faster, but probably should have emptied this out. Yeah, see, that's stopped anyway. It's kind of good. It means we're making a bunch. Let's plop that in there. All right, so now we got a bunch of this stone. Let's convert that while we're talking. Shift. There we go. Okay, so we've got a little setup going, so to speak. So let's take a look at what we need to get power. Oh, we got what we need. So we're going to need just more iron at this point. So let's make a boiler, and we'll get one of the steam engines going. And then how much are we short? So we need 31 iron, and we only have 20. So that means, right here it comes. And we're also going to need pipes. All right, so we got enough of that. Now, there's a couple things. Another thing I want to do. Let's make another furnace because, like I said, we're gonna need some stone bricks to make this next step. So we'll take this furnace and might as well just plop it, right here. This is a good home as any to start out. As we expand, I kind of like to make a little starting setup. If we look at the map, like where I'm not going to build stuff in the future. So. Not sure what we'll do with the iron. I mean, it's mostly down here. Let's look at the map. Might be easier. you know, where do we want to put an iron line or iron lines? I'm thinking, you know, do we want to go up here? There's a lot of trees to cut down if we try to go this way. You know, and then we got all this open up top, like I had mentioned. So it would be good to get, you know, like maybe just run the iron up to here on some conveyors, and then we could have. This is lead, rubite. Yeah, rubite. I made that harder than it should be. And there's our copper. And then down here is our bobmonium, which is tin. Now you get other things. So when you get into the next stages, this actually yields like a couple copper, 2 or 3 copper for every iron. So we probably want to keep our iron and our copper smelting lines together so that you can kind of, you know, keep them full and exchange the stuff. Lead, I don't know, whatever. Lead puts off something else too. I'm forgetting what it is right now. I really didn't get into the lead stage too much. I wasn't using the full Angels mod or whatever it is. Bobmonium puts out like silicone, which is actually useful because we want to get some greenhouses going. Let's sit here talk too long and let's get some more coal going. I need to get in the habit of using the control. I don't want to put too much in this thing. 20's fine for now. We can always get it back out. So we'll just convert all that stone to bricks. We'll need it. But that'll let us get, you know, some other things that we need here pretty shortly. I think we need 5. Let's just wait for 5, and then we'll go back to our crafting. Alright, so what do we got going on here? We want to get one more of these, right? Yeah, we got 1, so we'll get 2. Oh, that's right. In this Bob's Logistics, we have stone pipe. One thing to watch out for in the future, and, you know, is when you get steel pipes, they pop up right here, and you get used to the fact that you're, you know, doing stone pipes. So, in other words, you know, like I've clicked and made a whole bunch of steel pipes, and steel's a little bit precious in the beginning, so try to be careful. We can just convert all these to pipes. We do want, you know, I do want to get an underground probably before I set all this stuff up fully. And that's going to take 10 of the stone pipes. That means we need what? At least another 5 regular bricks, and then another 5 on top of that. Plus we want a couple other pipes, so let's get to the point we have. Well, there we go. We got enough. So let's just go ahead and make 1 of those, and then we'll make 5 of those by right-clicking. And there we go. So I think we got everything we need to get some power going. And the next thing before we run off is, yeah, we're going to want to get a lab or 2. And like I see down there, it says 8 tin. The problem that you have is if we come over here to, well, if we come to the crusher, you can't, well, you can't see it there, but you can't crush tin. If you remember, there was only 2 selections on this. Here, you know what? I can reset this for a minute. It's not running anyway. See, so once you get the next research, then you can deal with the tin. And let's I want to search that. Let's come up here to the research. So automation is a really good one to get because then you can make the assembly machines, which we'll need ASAP. But almost more important is this metallurgy, Angels smelting. So if we come in here, oh, is that it? Pretty sure this is the one we need. Maybe not. Oh no, here it is. This is the one we need. See where we can do bobmonium, which, you know, they doesn't really tell you. It's hard to hover over there, but it's like it gives you crushed bobmonium and stone, and then you can take that crushed bobmonium and you can turn it into tin. So, but without being able to do that, and you can't make a lab because, you know, in order to actually, you know, you can make the red science pack, but you can't make the actual lab itself without 8 tin. So, like I said, that's why I did that mod. There might be another way to do that, but, oh, see, now we let that guy run out. Let's come here and let's just put half of it in there so he doesn't stop. Yeah, this guy. There's not much going on there, so let's come here, put this back to there. Yep. Okay, so when we did that thing, just dump that in there. Let's do that, and that, and that, and that should give us enough to do at least one lab, if not two, right? Yep, one. We need 36 for each one, so let's just make a lab. Takes a little while. And let's decide where we're going to put our power. What I think I'll do is sort of declare, you know, this area, which we may put some stuff in, but we'll try to avoid it. This is where we'll put our coal power because we have our coal field nicely here. So this is a nice little seed that we got. Oh, and we didn't make, and hopefully we have enough. Yep, enough to make one. That's perfect. So we do need the pump. I guess we can start this up before we... I like to put the pump down first just to save on the pipe. All right, there we go. Guess this is as good a place as any, huh? All right, so there we go. I like to put a pipe here. I might actually just put two right there just so that if we ever want to run water off of this again, we don't end up having to move this thing. And then we'll just extend it to its maximum just to give us plenty of room to, if we ever want to run a couple lines up there. It doesn't make too much difference. Then we need a boiler, and we will, oops, I'm going to put that there. And again, just in case I want to take water off of here, like if we want to run another set of these down here off the same pump, we can decide, instead of going longer, we can, you know, Y it and then put another row down here. I like to put this one here, and then I leave a space and put a pipe in between because that will allow us, see if we, otherwise you don't have room to put a pole in here, and if we put a pole in here, then it'll cover two of them, and then we'll bounce. We don't have too much power, but I'll come back out here. Now, I like to use the burner inserters, but I got in the habit of bringing this power out this way, and then, I mean, you could decide not to use burner inserters. As a matter of fact, I think that's the only ones we have available. So I'm just going to run this to here so that we can plop our labs close. And now we don't really have the setup, but pretty shortly here we'll get, I don't have any coal. One of the next, I think the first thing we'll do is get coal miners going and run a coal line over there, but we still got a bit of work to do. Oops. Let's just take all this out of there. How much do you got left? You got plenty. Let's keep these guys running because, yeah, he's got plenty. Yeah, he could use some more. We'll definitely keep this iron production going. There we go. All right, so we got more iron, which means, oh, what are we short on? Oh, we're short on some copper, so we have some coal on us. Let's get the power going here, at least temporarily. Let's just save a little bit for this. Yeah, that'll be enough to keep our copper going if we find that it's out. Yep, it's out. It's actually kind of okay. We don't need that much copper. We just, you know, that just made a good amount to keep us going. Alright, so now we can make another lab. Not that we really needed to make another lab, but that guarantees that I mean, we used up all of our tin at that point, but now we'll be able to research things slightly quicker, which I'm not in a rush. This isn't race the clock kind of thing. I probably should even get rid of these challenges, though I would like to finish them. Look, the one I got up to, so we got to make one train line that's over 1,000 kilometers, and then yeah, this one's actually kind of tough for me. I don't, you know, like if you try to do everything with robots, maybe we will take on that challenge. I don't know. There we go. So now we got labs, enough to get us started. So now it's just a matter of running back and forth, and you know, I think we need to do our research next as much as anything else. So it's just, you know, wrong way. Yeah, make sure everything's stocked up, which isn't too bad. I mean, this setup, you know, you'll make plenty of coal. It's just a matter of running around until you can get the conveyors going. And let's see here. If we do E, yeah, see, we can already make we might even just want to get the coal semi-automated first. And it's just a matter of getting enough supplies going here. Yeah, this still has plenty, but we'll top it up anyway a little bit. Get 30 going in each of them. Well, all right, let's get 40. And then we'll do like half in the next one. Yep, we already got 27. Already got 24. And we'll just dump that in there. Just dump that in there. Alright. Yeah, so we got to do a little better job of keeping this guy going. And let's chock him full. Why don't we get... Oh, we take that out like dummies? Yep. Yeah, let's plop half of that in there. Half of that in there. That'll keep that guy. So that's why it's good if we can get a... If we, you know, when we get automation, we can get the power down here even temporarily and just get something to keep feeding that. And then another chest to, you know, just get that semi-automated. Nothing fancy. Why did you run out? Huh. What's wrong here? Why is this guy not running? Did you glitch out on me here? Oh, because you don't have any coal. Alright, well that didn't last too long, did it? Alright, so let's click here. There you go, buddy. So grab that coal out of there. And let's... Should have done this a second ago. We're going to turn all this crushed stone into regular stone, and we do need stone at times, but for now we'll just turn it all into bricks, because again we'll get plenty more in the next few seconds. I think this guy takes about 100. There you go. So we'll get 5 more bricks. We'll keep our brick production going. So I think what I'll do is we'll end the episode here. It's probably been, it might be a little short. I don't know. I should have kept a better eye on the time. And, you know, I'll just keep things running for a little while, not long at all. But when we come back in the next episode, we'll start getting a little red science going, even just manually to get started. And, you know, that'll help us. Well, we need to get a couple things before we can really make the next step. So I think you'd have to, yeah, well, you have to get the assembly machine, if nothing else. Like, if you want to automate this to get making red science, you need to get the assembly machine. And in order to do that, so we need to get this automation. And then the other thing, like I said, is if you want to get, well, see, in order to make this, I think you need, yeah, you see, you need those circuit boards, and I think they require tin. So you sort of need to get your tin going, and you need to get the automation. So you're going to need this and this to get started. So we might even pick that to get going. I don't know that it matters. It might be better off getting the other one. Yeah, let's get the other one first. Because then we can start setting up the tin line, and then we'll get the automation immediately after that. So we need to get enough red science, or enough stuff to do 20 or 30, say, red science. We already have enough to do 19. So it's just a copper and some iron. But we'll come back and I'll make those in the next episode. All right, well, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Pretty, not too much exciting going on yet, but we got a little bit of a start. So take care, guys. Bye.